It's the original grown-ass kid, two-man Jeremy House here, and I'm with one of my favorite groups that make real music, good music, and literally, they are the Foreign Exchange. And we're gonna get this whole story. Now, first, I want you to introduce yourselves, your other affiliations, and tell the people. You first.
What up? I'm Phonte, also one half of Little Brother, and so particular love the '80s. Golden Gartrell Radio. I got a lot of hustles, man. I'm working.
It's the hustle.
Nicolay Foreign Exchange, one half. I've released my solo records, done work with Kay, and glad to be here, man.
That's what's up. We're happy to have you. Hell yeah, have you in New York. I see you about to do the sound check. So before, let's get into this. How did you guys even meet?
Well, we met. It was through okplayer.com. We posted on the same message boards. You know what I'm saying? And I would just see him in a lot of the same, topics as me, you know what I'm saying, discussing the same types of music. And so one day he put up a track of his, and he was like, this is a new track by me that I did. And I heard it, and I was just like, man, this dude is crazy. So I hit him up, and I was like, yo, man, would you mind if I did something to it? He was like, yeah, go ahead. And so I did it, and that was like the first song we done. It was Light It Up. And we just kept trading files from that point on and just kept doing songs. And that culminated in the release of our first album, Connected, in 2004.
Damn, and Connected. Now, when you first got to work with him, what'd you think about Phonte?
I was just blown away. I mean, I've always wanted to, I want to say, hear a certain type of vocalist over my track. And when Phonte sent me back the first two tracks, which actually were Light It Up and Nick's Groove, yeah, it just felt like, a perfect match, and really ever since, that's how it's been feeling like,
That's what's up. And where are you from, man?
Holland. Netherlands.
He said Holland, the Netherlands, kid. What? That ain't Harlem, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Holland.
Now let's talk about this new album, which I love, Leave It All Behind. Now, I just want to thank you guys because we need real music and musicality. And before we get into that first, what made you decide to sing this whole record?
Man, it was just really just a thing of, I guess, wanting to take the tracks, use them to their full value, you know what I'm saying, get full use out of them. A lot of the stuff that he was sending me, I thought that they were beautiful, you know what I'm saying? And so I was just like, for me to just, spit 16 hook, to me that kind of felt like copping out, you know what I'm saying, when I heard so much other melodies and harmonies over them. So I just decided to just really go for it, you know what I mean? I had been, I've been singing since the first Little Brother album, since '03, but man, I just really, I was like, man, let's just go for it, you know what I mean? Let's just ride.
That's what's up, man. And what was your inspiration for the production? Because, my dude, it's seamless. Like, it's an album that you can put on and press play and not skip a record from the sounding wise. What inspired you to do that?
Well, thank you, first and foremost. Well, just listening to a very eclectic mix. Like, my mother has always played a wide variety of music, so me personally, I've always listened to everything under the sun, and so has Tay, so as long as it's good. So we both kind of got a chance to really put a little bit more of our own, tastes and preference when it comes to genres to this record, just because we felt like we wanted to. Yeah.
Wow. And what genres would you clarify this record?
Well, soul, R&B, jazz, you can call it down-tempo, you can call it broken beat at times, it's got some loungy stuff, it's got hip-hop. It's got a lot of stuff, really, if you look at it. Yeah.
No, from listening to it. And how is it collaborating with him on this whole record? Because coming from another group, going to him, how does that work?
Man, it's just really like, I compare it to, you either, if you're a ball player, you either can play up or play down to your competition. You know what I'm saying? So if you playing somebody that's a bum, like, you probably gonna be missing jumpers. You might be a little slow off the dribble because you playing a bum. But if you going up against Jordan, shit, you better come with your A game, you know what I'm saying? So with him, it's just he's a person that just always pushes me to just, go further than what I thought I could, you know what I mean? 3-4 years ago, if you would have told me this was the kind of records I'll be making, like, I'd have laughed you out the fucking building, you know what I'm saying? But working with Nick and just, hearing him always kind of surfacing and just taking the sound to another level, it's really inspiring and it's really encouraging, and and it pushes me to want to do the same. So it's a real synergy there that we just both push each other to make each other better.
That's what's up, man. And House of Cards, what inspired you to write that song? What's that about, man?
House of Cards was Well, the idea that I had from Nick, I was just like, man, I want to do like I'm a big Radiohead fan. You know, I'm a big Radiohead. You know, and you know also Coldplay fan. Amir from the Roots, he has an analogy. He compares like Radiohead is blue state, Coldplay is red state. So like,
Oh, that's some real okay.
so it's kind of like, but I love both of those groups though. But that's a pretty apt analogy. And so so pretty much, man, I did Nick. I was like, man, I like to do like a Coldplay type song, but with black vocals. You know what I'm saying? Like if Coldplay was fronted by a soul, you know, singer or whatever. And you know, he just took the idea and ran with it. And so he came to me, and it was, you know, this kind of thing that was in 7/4, which is like or 7/8. I'm tripping. That was like a time signature that's like hardly ever used in popular music. It's more so like a jazz thing. And so it just hearing it, it just sounded like the beat just kept collapsing over and over again. It would build up. So it just sounded like a house of cards that kept falling. And so I just wrote it just from the perspective of, you know, a person that's trapped in a lie and just slowly realizing that, you know, their house of cards is gonna fall. And that was pretty much what inspired it.
Oh, that's what's up, man. How did you feel when he said he wanted to sing this record? What did you think about that?
Well, I mean, the truth of the matter is he never really said it with so many words. This is something where we just kind of kept it back and forth, and we just went with the flow. And in the end, we were looking back and we were like, well, taking inventory here, there's like so many tracks with vocals and there's like 2 verses. So that was kind of the decision right there. We never really sat down and Tay was like, yeah, I'm gonna just be singing. It just was a natural thing, which is I think how it should be, you know, because that is, I think, exemplary for what we always do. It's a very spontaneous thing, you know.
That's good. And Lamu, what's your favorite song on this album?
Maybe House of Cards, easy, man, easy.
See, if you didn't know, Lamu knows everything, so I had to make sure to stay there. But let me talk about right now. Let me talk about Daykeeper. Now the video is pretty crazy. How did that even come about, that whole concept?
Man, that was a concept. That was with my man Sally Abdul Kareem. He's brother. He actually does like graphics. He works for VH1, and he is Musina's brother. And so he heard the song through Musina, of course, and he was just like, man, you know, I love to do something for this. And I was like, all right. So we just started kicking back ideas back and forth together. And the best way, I gave him a rough explanation of what the song was about, which is something that I really hate doing, but I knew I had to for the video's sake. So really, man, it was just, you know, we sat down and tried to think of the best way we could describe people that are in a relationship that are addicted to each other, you know what I'm saying, and that you have, you know, one guy that's fighting, you know, a drug addiction of sorts, and then you have the woman that is quote unquote trying to really help him, but in reality she's addicted to helping him. She's used to that codependence, like she's addicted to being needed, you know what I'm saying? And so you know, so it's just about 2 people just caught in a destructive relationship and just kind of where that goes. And so we just sat down, and that was probably the best way that we could represent that, you know what I'm saying, visually. And that was it.
Cool. And what can we expect from your live performance? What's going on here?
Magic. Magic. I mean, it's for us like this the premiere, you know, tonight. So we have same as everybody, we're kind of like trying to find out what it will be like. You know, we're looking forward to translating the music live on stage. Like the album has a very live type feel to it, so we feel like it can definitely come across. So tonight we'll see. Like either way, like I'm just looking forward to it. You know, we took a chance with the record, and we're taking a chance tonight, same way as we did with the record. So
and, I think it was a educated guess more than a chance, because you produce, you rap, you say, I see what y'all doing. I see what's up.